guys, and welcome to my channel where we live, love, learn, and laugh. Karibuni sana. Okay, so guys, oh my god, I'm on the way. As you can see, I'm in the car. I'm on my way to work. It's 11:40. Today is a Monday. I usually start work at 12 o'clock on Monday, and yeah, so here we go. Man, actually this weekend, I thought this weekend I was going to be able to go, a couple of places and finish up a couple of things, but unfortunately I was not able to do much because, man, I have a cold. Nilishikwa tu na homa from nowhere, and yeah, so it kind of limited my movements this weekend, but so far so good. The only thing I didn't do, which I usually do on weekends a lot, is I go to the gym. So this weekend I skipped going to the gym because I figured, man, I wasn't feeling well. And then also nowadays, I don't know whether there are more people who are into exercising, or I'm not understanding what is going on. But nowadays the gym is so crowded. I remember when I started going to the gym now regularly. That was in the beginning of, not even the beginning of this year. I think I started going to the gym regularly last year in December. So at that time there weren't many people, even up to some time, actually even up to summer when summer was beginning, there were days where I would go and I would find the gym is packed, but not, there were those times where I knew if I go at this time the gym will be packed, so I would avoid going at that time. But nowadays it doesn't matter what time you go, whether you go in the morning, noontime, evening, night, as in the place is just packed 24/7, which is kind of annoying because, I mean, when you go to the gym you want to exercise, there are those machines which you want to use. Maybe if it's your leg day, you want to work on your legs, then you go to the gym and find most of the machines are occupied. Now you have to wait. It just becomes inconveniencing. So yeah, I don't know whether there's more people who are nowadays into fitness, or there are just more people who are idle and they need somewhere to go, something to do. They're not really into exercising, but they are there just to pass time. And yeah, munatuaribia. You're occupying machines, so you're just discouraging some of those people who are really there to exercise. But anyways, yeah, that's my story for this weekend. Like I said, nothing much really happened. I just decided to focus on my healing. Niache tu kwanza hii homa iishe and then get back on track. So, but it's so funny because I don't get sick a lot, but when I do get sick, it's usually for, I feel like every time I get sick it's for a reason. Because nikigonjeka, like right now, the way I have a cold, my cold, every time I get a cold, it usually affects my bones. Like I can feel it in my bones. It's weird, right? But yeah, every time nikigonjeka, when I have a cold, I become weak. Physically I become weak. But as the cold is leaving my body, I usually start to feel like my bones are coming back together. So, I tend to believe that is my strength is coming back. I'm getting my strength back. So yeah, otherwise, oh my goodness, I can't believe we're already mid-November. Like, I think Thanksgiving is what, a week from now? In about 11 days it's gonna be Thanksgiving, and then before you know it, Christmas will be here, and boom, it's a new year. So man, I was thinking back to this year, the things that have happened this year. I was just going through memory lane and counting my blessings, and wow, it's been a pretty eventful year for me. So much has happened. I've switched house, I moved houses, I started a new job, I went back to school, and you know, there's been so much that has happened in such a short amount of time that, wow, you know. Now that I'm looking back, I'm like, where, yani, in the beginning of this year, I had not, if you would have told me some of the things I've been able to accomplish so far, I would have been able to do them, especially based on the circumstances that I'm in right now. Because even right now, I don't have a place of my own. You know, I don't have my own house. Right now, where I am, I'm basically being hosted. And you know how hosting goes. You know, when you're hosted in someone's house, you don't really have your own freedom. You know, there are things which you want to do that you cannot be able to do, you know, because you're not in your own space. You know, you're in someone else's space. And then also, you know, like for me, there's a way I like my house, and also there's a way I like doing my things. You know, especially kwanza nyumba chafu. Me, if there's something I hate, ni uchafu. I'm usually, okay, I don't want to say I'm a neat freak, but if there's something I try to do is clean up after myself a lot. So yeah, you know, walking into a house, you're finding dirty dishes, zimejaa kwa sink. You know, mara somebody cooked food, the food they cooked, you can't stand it. I mean, there's nothing wrong with them cooking the food because it's what they like, but for you it pisses you off. You know, the smell of it, you know, just inakufanya tu feel nikawa. What is this? You know. And then also another thing, I'm a very private person. Yes, I'm social when I'm around people. I'm down to earth, I mingle, I talk to people. But most of the time, when I'm away from people, I prefer to be by myself. You know, I'm very private. And that also kinda, you know, that can also be very inconveniencing because, you know, when you're being hosted by someone, you can't tell them who to bring into the house, who not to bring, you know, when they can have people over, when they cannot have people over. You know, they have people over whenever they want people over because it's their house. So, you know, and sometimes the time that they are bringing people over is the time where I want to have my own space. You know, I want to have my own privacy. You know, I don't want to be around people. I don't want to social. I don't want to socialize. I don't want to mingle. I just want to be by myself and, you know, recharge my mind so that when I now go to meet with people, or when now I'm in that space where I want to socialize or mingle with people, I'm gonna be able to do it. You know, I'll come into that situation with the right type of energy, you know. But then now, my God, see, now when you're being hosted, you can't really tell someone what to do with their lives or what to do with their house. So it's like sometimes you get, you know, you're so tired, unataka tu kulala, or you just want to just be by yourself and just think. Then the next thing you know, kuna watu kwa nyumba, kuna makelele, there's kids running around. Oh my God. You're like, God, seriously, you know? For how long am I going to be the clown in the circus, you know? But either way, I still thank God because I've come from far. I've come from a point of, you know, having it all. Actually, I started, you know, from a point of having it all to not having it all to getting it all again, and then losing it all, and then back to getting it all. You know, so I mean, my life has just kind of been up and down, up and down, up and down, you know. Panda shuka zimekuwa mingi, but I believe that when you're nearing the end of a race, that is when things get tougher. You know, when you're coming close to your blessing, that is when the struggle, you know, becomes greater, it becomes stronger, because there is always that energy that is trying to fight back to make sure you don't get to where you're supposed to be. Like for me right now, my dream is to have my own house, you know, my own home, a place where I'll be parking my car outside my house, you know, where I'm parking my car in my parking space or my driveway, you know, and opening my house, like nafungua nyumba yangu, you know. And right now, that's just my prayer to God. My prayer to God right now, it's not even at you give me a husband, you know. I mean, yeah, eventually I do want a husband, I do want a companion, you know, a life partner, someone I can do life with. But before that, I would like to have my own house, you know, just a place where I'll be going home in the morning and saying, yes, Lord, thank you, umenibariki. You know, and I'll be opening the door and closing the door behind me and just saying, yes, hallelujah, you have finally done it for me. You know, this whole thing of renting, you know, where you rent a house, you know, then after the lease is over, you move to another one. Before you know it, the landlord is already giving you a notice, ameuza nyumba, you know. Now you have to start looking for somewhere to go, you know, which is what happened to me, by the way. The place where I was staying before, I was staying with my mom, and the guy, the guy who had initially rented the house to us passed away sometime in, I think it was September 2020, during that corona pandemic season. He passed away, unfortunately. He had some health challenges, and then he left the house to his wife. But then his wife was not able to continue taking care of the home because they have their own home, like their main home where they used to live, and then also he has a couple of other properties that he used to own. So it was hard for her to maintain the home and also still go to work, because from my understanding she was a full-time employee. So she couldn't handle all that. She couldn't handle taking care of the house, taking care of all the other properties that he's left also, and then still managing to be a full-time employee. So she just decided to put the house in the market, and within no time the house was sold. And the person who bought the house was a developer. You know, these people who buy homes, fix them, and then they sell them again. So he bought the house, and right after he bought it, I guess when he was looking for how he was going to fix it, he met a buyer, someone who was willing to purchase the home. So he put the house in the market, and the couple who purchased the home, the wife was actually pregnant. Yeah, she was due, I think, sometime in July, because we moved out in June 2022. She was due sometime in July. So yeah, unfortunately, that's what happened. We had to move out, and yeah, because the couple bought the house to live in it. So yeah, from there now it has just been, it's been tough, because now getting a house has not been that easy, you know. Right now, renting an apartment, like getting a good apartment to move into is so expensive, you know. So to me, I'm thinking it's better off at this point if I just buy a home, because at least that way I'll be paying mortgage to a house that eventually will be mine, you know. I'm going to own it, as opposed to paying rent continuously, and I'm not very sure if I'll forever own the home, you know. Because I don't want another incident like that where now the landlord decides it's time to put the house in the market, and the next thing you know, hauna pahali pa kuenda, you know. But yeah, so guys, that is my vibe. That was my weekend, and yeah, I've just come to share that with you as I drive to work. And I've just had to overtake that person who was in front of me because they were driving so slow. I don't know why. And then right now, I don't know, I can see my car is, the light has come on. It's telling me my tire needs maintenance. So I don't know what kind of maintenance that is. I don't know whether it's the tire pressure that's low, or I'm gonna need to change my tires. Oh my god, I hope not. But hii story nitaishughulikia baadaye. I can't start thinking about it right now. Because I feel like every other day it's just always something with this car, you know. Sometimes naonanga tu light imewaka. I'm like, dear Lord, again, what is it this time, you know? But yeah, so guys, that is it for today. I'm going to end this video here. I am about to exit. Within the next minute, I'll be taking my exit. I just need to find my way back on the other lane so I can be able to exit. But yeah, so I hope you guys do continue holding on to your faith and believe that it doesn't matter what predicament or situation you're in. Just give yourself hope and comfort in knowing that no condition in this world is permanent. You know, when you being down today doesn't mean tomorrow it's going to be the same thing. Yeah, maybe you were down yesterday and you're still down today, and of course tomorrow doesn't look bright, but just keep holding on to your faith. As long as you're waking up, breathing, just continue believing, and one day things are going to happen. All right, so I'm gonna end this video here. I have taken the exit and I am just about to turn into the driveway, or rather the street to my job. So have a good day, guys. Have a great week, and until the next one, I love you all. Thank you so much for tuning in. God bless, and I'll see you in the next one. Mwah, 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 mwah.